Hi, my name is Elle Billing. I am a chronically ill queer femme, and I'm tired. I'm here this episode and every episode to dig at the roots of our collective fatigue, explore ways to direct our care in compassionate and sustainable ways, and harness creative expression to heal ourselves and our world. And welcome to Hoorf, radical care in a late capitalist hexscape. Hi, Ricky.
Hello. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
But what color do we wear on Wednesdays? I don't know.
I'm wearing black. You're wearing black.
Yeah.
Every day is black.
I was going to try and make a Mean Girls reference, and I don't actually know that movie very well because it's like painful for me to watch it. So I failed. I think it's on Wednesdays we wear pink, but like I think they wear pink every day.
Yeah. Well, I wear black pretty much every day.
It is a very special day today because it's like the day that the long-awaited like origin story comic book comes out. It's like, how did Wolverine get that cool skeleton? Except this is like
less horrifying.
Much less horrifying. This is charming and cute and weird. What's Hoorf?
Yeah.
We're gonna read my dog's diary today. I can't even say that. So April is the cruelest month, right? We have talked about this sort of just through text messages, and it's from a poem, right?
It's from the opening lines of The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot.
So the first time I actually quoted that, I didn't know I was quoting a famous poem by T.S. Eliot. I was just having a really terrible month, and I ended up sounding like really literary and smart when I wrote that in an email to my grad school advisors. Like, I think it's one of those things where like you have ADHD, and so you're just constantly picking up an unfiltered stream of information all the time through all our senses.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'm sure I'd heard it before. April is the cruelest month. It's just a thing that you hear, right? And overhear. And so I included it in this email, and it made me sound really smart while also having the worst month ever. And then one of my advisors was all poetical, replying back to me. And it was like, oh, we're smart people. And then later I was like, oh, no, that's really a thing. Like I thought I was just being wordsmithy, and I was quoting T.S. Eliot like a nerd. So anyway, April's a tough month and has been for lots of reasons. Even though my birthday was this month, and I love my birthday, and baseball starts in April, and I have historically been a baseball fan. Like, just April is a really hard month of transitions. The weather makes me very ill. The end of the school year is upon us, and that makes things stressful for teachers and students. Loved ones have passed in April. It's just a tough month. So we wanted to do a fun episode. And that's actually sort of how this podcast even emerged, was from us being dorks one April.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're here. Hoorf, the name of the podcast, is a sound my dog makes. I have a deaf dog. Her name is Winky. I've talked about her a lot on this podcast. And she makes this noise that can only be described as Hoorf. Like,
yeah, it's not really a bark. It's not really a growl. It's not, it almost sounds like a burp and a bark and a sneeze and a howl. And like, it's every sound a dog can make all at once, basically.
Yeah. And it's a very versatile, universally applicable word.
Yeah.
It can be used for disgust. It can be used for contentment. It can be used as an interjection. It can be used as a verb. It's just a really great word. And so we're just going to have a whole episode dedicated to my dog Winky, because she's great. And it'll like become evident as we go that Winky really is her own character in our lives and the podcast, and is really the reason that we do anything in life. And I think that's true for a lot of millennials who have pets. I'm not going to go too far down that rabbit hole. We're really into our animals. And Winky is no exception. So Winky
Winky is people.
Winky is a people, and she thinks
Yeah.
she's a people too, except when she's not. Like this episode is going to go off the rails, and it's going to be delightful. So Winky came into my life in 2018. I was dating a fellow who had 2 dogs, and I really enjoyed having his dogs around. And he was going to be moving to Wisconsin, and I was like, what am I going to do without the dogs? Like, I knew I was going to miss him, but like, you know, you could talk to people on the phone, but I was like, you can't talk to a dog on the phone. You can't cuddle a dog when it leaves you. Like, what am I going to do without these dogs? So I started looking for a dog at the shelter, and then a friend from work said, hey, do you want a deaf dog? I was like, heck yes, I do.
Do I?
Do I? Yeah, because I worked at a deaf school, and there was this friend from work's best friend raises cattle dogs, and it was like the 3rd deaf pup that they had got, and that's how I ended up with the most eccentric dog I think that lives on this planet. And I have been told multiple times by that rancher how nervous she was about placing Winky in a home that wasn't her own.
Yeah.
But she knew that Winky needed like a special place with somebody who was as weird as Winky is.
Yeah.
And like every time I post something about Winky online, she knows that she made the right choice, because I am, as like Winky and I are like soulmates, because we're both goofy.
Yeah.
So Winky started posting on my Facebook the week that I got her.
That must have been difficult with no thumbs.
She's a genius, Ricky.
Yeah.
So June 2018 is when she started posting on my Facebook. She wrote, hi, my name is Winky. I am deaf. I went to the deaf school for 2 days, and now I can read and write. My new mom is a great English teacher, eh? She's 2 days, and she was like able to read and write. I like to smell things, like my mom's feet and her hair and her flowers. Winky's super into feet. So this might come up later. Yeah, I love to lay in the front yard and in the soft yarrow. Last night, I got a dandelion seed stuck to my nose. In return for getting to smell all these good smells, I like to make smells for my new mom. I think my farts are a wonderful gift. She was such a good puppy. I am a great chewer. I am very careful, and I chewed the tag from her Pusheen unicorn without damaging her Pusheen or damaging the tag. That takes skill, and I am very skilled. Then she gave me a stupid giraffe and signed, no, no, no. I always tell my mom when I am bored. She is not smart, and sometimes she thinks that means I have to pee, but I don't have to pee. I am just bored. She is not smart. My not smart mom tried to give me a bath, so I hid in the tall grass and pretended not to look at her. I was like a hyena in the savannah, or like a dingo in the outback, since I am Australian. It is wild back there, and I am a sneaky quiet, except when I am not quiet at all. But I was sneaky that time. I think I like my new mom, but she is not smart. Oh well, she pets me nice and scratches my neck. She'll do. Not everyone can be as smart as Winky. She had some attitude. She was 10 months old when I got her, and she was like that first day. I was like, this is a lot like teaching preschool.
Yeah.
Because she knows sign language, and when I would try to talk to her, she would actually cover her eyes with her paw so she wouldn't have to look at me. And I was like, oh boy, I'm glad I got practice with elementary kids.
Yeah.
So then a couple days later, June 6th. Hi, my name is Winky. I go to deaf school. My new favorite place to nap is under the table at school, even though my mom brings all kinds of toys for me. I slept the first day, so now I sleep every day. I like routine. I even poop under the same tree every time. Today I met friends at Twin Beans Coffee Company. Jordan and Sarah gave me nice, quiet pets. I was a brave dog, even though new people make me nervous. Jordan smells good. He smells like coffee.
It's true.
It is true. He smells like coffee and corgi. I want to meet his dog. At Twin Beans, I was a good dog.
Foreshadowing.
It is foreshadowing. She didn't know it was when she wrote it. She's a good writer. At Twin Beans, I was a good dog and practiced to stay. I stay really good, but it helps if I see my mom. I maybe was showing off a little bit my good skills. At home, I can stay, but instead, I make a thing in my throat like I'm sad that goes, "Ow!" I'm the saddest dingo that ever was sad. It is so convincing. I only do this between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. because that is outside working time and not inside sleeping time. I am a cow dog, not a living room dog. Stuffed dinosaurs do not count as dogs. June 9th. Hi, my name is Winky. I am a brave dog. Sometimes I do not feel like a brave dog because I am an anxious dog. But here is a list of things that I was brave about. A tall flight of stairs, an unfamiliar doorway, new friends, cats, a cat that booped my nose, the weed whacker, meeting a new friend, letting a new friend hug my mom. I only whined twice. Waiting for my mom to come home from different theater shows, going potty at a hotel, going potty in the backyard when my routine is clearly the front yard, seeing those cats again. I think at this point, I should mention about my dog being anxious is that I brought her to church one time that first month I had her, and someone asked if she was my emotional support animal. I was like, no, I'm her emotional support human.
Yeah, you're emotional support partners. You're like partners in anxiety.
Yeah. Like, because I'm an anxious person. Like, there's no doubt about that. But this dog doesn't help my anxiety.
Yeah.
Which is funny because this next one is about my relationship with my vet. So Dean is a fan of the podcast and is a collector of my art. And we were friends already when I got Winky. So like, I don't recommend to everybody having your vet on speed dial. Because like, I happen to be friends with my vet already. So he received lots of text messages from me all the time. So, June 10th. Hi, my name is Winky, and this is a story about my not smart human. Today I went to church, and I met her friend Dean. I like this man. He is smart, and he will be my vet. This is also a story about listening to smart humans. My mom, Elle, bought dog food for me. But she is an anxious human, and there were too many choices. So she texted Dean and said, oh my gosh, there are too many choices, and I am wigging out. And Dean is a good friend and a smart vet, and he told her some suggestions and said, look for AAFCO feeding trials on the label. Well, my mom had bought a bag to tide us over until she could get better food. Today she thought, Winky's farts are not such a gift. Let's get better food. So she read all the labels and found a good food. They got home and refilled my bowl with a mix of foods because you're not supposed to just change it. And let me tell you, Purina is where it's at. And I'm a smart dog, and I just learned how to sort things. So mostly now, that crap food is a toy, and I only ate the good stuff from my bowl. Nom nom. Listen to your vet. Buy good food for smart dogs. The end. That's my dog.
Food has been a journey for Winky.
Oh, such a journey. My name is Winky. I am deaf. Not to get political, but just kidding. Have you met my mom? She's so smart. Do you know what's great about the deaf? All the things. Do you know what is unfortunate about the deaf? Unemployment and underemployment. Because people think, oh geez, I can't hire someone who can't hear. What else can't they do? The possibility has me wigging out like I am uninformed and stuff. Deaf and hard of hearing people are good employees. Also, discrimination is illegal. Back in the day, deaf folks got jobs for easy at printing presses and factories because hiring managers said deaf folks don't get distracted and they work hard. The dog next door barks super loud every time I'm in the backyard, but LOL, I have no idea. I go about my merry way getting covered in grass and smelling the old chicken poops. Not bothered. That is a bad example because I am a dog and deaf people are not dogs. Forgive me. Here's a better example. People with hearing loss are adept communicators. Some of them are bilingual. They have spent their whole lives in a hearing world. They have skills and strategies. Chances are that as an employee, they will be more creative than a person who does not need to think outside their ear holes. Bark with me now. Discrimination is illegal. Woof. Boy, she was on it that day.
Yeah. I'm glad Winky is aware of the ADA.
Mm-hmm. She is all about providing accommodations and accessibility in all locations.
Indeed.
June 16th. Wow, this is all still the first month I had her. She really commandeered my laptop a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Hi, my name is Winky. I have a piece of cheatgrass stuck in my tooth. Okay, let me tell you, that's one thing I don't miss about Idaho was the cheatgrass.
Yeah.
A lot like when a human person gets popcorn stuck. My human person mom has been trying to get it unstuck, and I'm kind of patient with this, but then I don't have patience anymore, and I whip my head away. So that grass is still stuck. Today she was worried because my food bowl was full all day long. She thought my tooth and gums might be so sore that I was not eating. But just now she caught me with my head in the dog food bag. It turns out I'm still mostly okay, just making mischief. I am a funny dog.
Cheatgrass and goat heads they're just awful.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we don't have to deal with those anymore.
June 22nd. Hi, my name is Winky. So what if I went to the groomer today? I am a camera shy toddler, and also I got this new bed. I don't like my mom's phone, and I just learned how to unplug it when she's texting too much instead of snuggling me. I'm a smart dog. All right, October 2018. My name is Winky. I am a silly dog. Tonight I brought 5 different toys onto the couch for choo-choo time. Then when Mom did not share her ice cream, I looked her right in the eyes and pushed them off the couch one by one. I am awesome. I was just telling my mom about that. Because Winky won't play with toys anymore. She's just going straight for the garbage these days. Well, the recycling. Like, she's tearing up the recycling.
That's no good.
November 12th. My name is Winky. My mom has been sick for days. I have a great suspicion on this adventure, which our friend is taking me. I hope it involves ice cream. But I have a great unease, and my mom has been sick for days. I would like to snuggle her, please, and thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's the best dog.
She is the best dog. For being a very high energy working dog, she, shifts down.
Yeah.
When I'm sick pretty well. And she sort of takes care of my mom, too.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now we're 2019. We're in the next year.
Yay.
April of 2019. My name is Winky. I am a deaf dog. She has a consistent style. Mm-hmm. I used to be a very anxious dog, but now I am a brave dog. Sometimes things scare me, though. Among the things I feel of fright, or at least some wise suspicion, are the laundry chute, the furnace kicking in, and the laundry chute when the furnace kicked in. I do not like passages and holes if I can't tell where it goes. No way, Jose or Josie. No way to you too. It's true. She really didn't like that hole.
Yeah. Well, she just didn't like the basement in that house in general. She did not want to be in there.
No. Okay, August. Hi, my name is Winky. This morning I stretched out like a peeple and acted like the little spoon and snuggled in bed with Mom. And it was so cute. I hope she forgot about how I farted on her pillow on Tuesday when I ate too much ice cream. I have to say the other night, okay, so I know that senior citizens lose their sense of smell as they get older, but I didn't realize the extent to which that is true until I have lived with my parents now for almost 2 years. We'll be watching TV and Winky will almost kill me with cracking off a horrible flatus, and my parents have no idea what's going on. I was like, how? I know you don't smell much, but how do you miss something that's that deadly? It's so bad. I can taste it in the air. How do they not know?
That's awful. That is
okay, who is feeding her people food again? Come on, I can smell it.
And luckily, I've never been around for the really bad ones. I mean, she's done a couple rank ones in bed, but there's never been a time where I'm no, I need to be in a different room now. Ideally, outside the house.
Oh,
that's never happened to me.
That dog. Hi, my name is Winky. I am a deaf dog. I was a smelly dog today, but I had a bath. I was a good dog in the bath. I got so clean, and then the drain clogged. Ha ha ha. I am a shedding monster, but at least I no longer smell of compost. Then I went to the DQ, and then to school. I met new friends. Hi, Kimmy! I ran outside, and then I found the sprinklers. What a busy day. Now I'm pooped. Maybe that's why Mom calls me a poop dog, but probably not. October 2019. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I am a champion digger. You need something buried? I will bury it. You need your apples buried? I will bury your apples so good. I will put a whole apple in my champion doggo mouth and carry it for 5 whole minutes until I find the best hole and put it in there. I will cover it so good. It's like personal action compost from your favorite dog, Winky. Apples not included. You must provide your own apples. Oh, that was the summer she spent. Like, that happened, and she wrote that in October, but that was the summer she had spent several weeks trying to pick one specific apple off the tree.
She did that a lot, because she did that when I was there, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Later, in October, again in 2019, though, my name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I may be deaf, but I know what an alarm clock is, and I know how many times is a suitable number to snooze your clock. And I will go to great lengths to make you get out of bed and go to work. Among my many skills are the sneaky pounce, the blanket steal, and disarming you with an adorable cuddle and then licking your face. I'm a very good dog. Yes, indeed.
The sneaky face lick is probably, it's certainly the most motivating, I think.
It's like, oh, I don't want that to happen again.
Well, because it's so alarming and unappealing.
Yeah.
Like, this needs to be taken care of right now.
November 2019. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. Do you hate tags? Me too. Don't worry your pretty human head about it. I am an expert tag remover. Do you maybe have a concern that the mattress and pillow authorities might discover my sneaky tag removal? Do not fret your head about that either. I am not called Slinky Winky for no reason. I am so slinky, I can remove tags from your sleeping apparatus while you are using it. And if the authorities arrive, it will either be so well hidden or so wet with my saliva, we will be in no danger at all. You're welcome. So that was the day I woke up and she had removed the tag from my weighted blanket while I was using it. I was like, what happened? Why is this wet?
How is this there?
Okay, last one of 2019. Last day of the year. We were eating ice cream for New Year's Eve. My name is Winky. I am a deaf dog. Mom and I ate ice cream. I had mine in one big cold chomp, and then I had a big cold regret. Now we are snuggling and watching Star Trek Discovery. It's been a long December, but there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. Yeah, she had instead of licking the ice cream like she usually does, she just took the whole thing in her mouth and ate it.
I remember you describing this.
She went cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I kind of felt bad for laughing, but I've never visually seen someone with brain freeze before. It was wild.
Well, part of it is she's so expressive.
Yeah.
She has, even for a dog, she has really expressive eyes. And when something's not right and she's very confused at the same time, she gets a very concerned face. Yeah. So.
Oh, funny you mentioned that. The next one. February 2020. So we're getting close to when you came to stay, and there's probably So my name is Winky and I'm a deaf dog. I have a concern. Do you see the concern on my beautiful alert face? It is because I am a noble working breed, attuned to changes in my environment and in my herd. I have a herd of one, and she is having a tough time, yes indeed. She has had 4 migraines in 4 weeks. This is most definitely a change in my herd. I am no doctor, but I have the ability to offer the paw of reassurance. I can play without barking, and I can sleep very cuddly next to my herd when she is in bed. I even checked on her during a nap today. If I could drive, I would take her to the people vet. My poor herd.
The people vet.
The people vet, yeah. March 31st, 2020.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the beginning of lockdown.
Yeah, I have one from the 27th.
Okay.
So, my name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. There's a new people in my house, but I was very brave and they were very nice, and so now they're part of my herd and I keep them in line. Things are very scary right now, but I'm going to keep doing my job and making sure my herd is safe. It's hard, but as long as my herd is safe, I'm happy.
That's nice.
Yeah, so, yeah, like you said, beginning of lockdown, so... Because, like, I got there, I think, the week after Chicago Public Schools closed.
And then we had an earthquake.
Yeah, that was...
The first week you were there.
Yeah.
My name is Winky and I am a deaf dog. I'm a deaf cow dog. I must herd. I must herd the 2 humans in my house. I must herd them into the same room. I must herd them onto the same couch. They are home all the time, so my working day is very long. I have a great big job to herd these human cows into one space because they wander all over. My goodness, I thought they would be better trained by now. I was wrong. Hoorf. So that's where Hoorf came from.
I have an April 2nd.
I have an April 3rd. So.
Goodness, she was stealing both our laptops.
I know.
April 2nd. My name is Winky and I'm a deaf dog. I do not understand things like outdoor temperature or quarantine. I'm a dog of routine, and my herd should be up and grazing when the sun comes up and in bed when the sun goes down, and in between, it's my job to make sure that they don't stay in one spot too long or they eat all the good bits of turf and damage the ranch. Look at this face. I mean business.
April 3rd. My name is Winky and I'm a deaf dog. This is how we do pain days at the art ranch. Here's a Winky PSA, puppy service announcement. You are not working from home. You are at home during a pandemic attempting to work. It's okay to struggle and snuggle your doggo. Pants optional.
That's still valid.
I think so.
Because, like, it's still a pandemic.
Pants are still optional. She still does her pants dance when I put my pants on in the morning.
Oh, man, does she ever. My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. It's almost time for my friend Sadie and her owner Josiah to come visit. Yesterday, when they got here, I made lots of noise to let them know I was happy. It was loud. I was loud and happy. Today, I am patient and waiting because I am a good dog. Winky had even though the weather was nice and we were home for pandemic and stuff, like between your disability and my housework and my disability and your housework, it was hard to do things in a routine for her. So we would get a dog walker who happened to be a friend of yours already. So when it was time for the dog walker to show up every day, about 10 minutes beforehand, Winky would just get up, climb up in the window and just look out the window. Whether the blinds were there or not, she would get in between the blinds and just wait. And then when she saw their vehicle coming down the road, she just absolutely lost her shit. Just completely lost her mind.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
And that's the next one I have is like, my name is Winky and I'm a deaf dog. This has been a very hard week. I mean, I get to play with my buddy Josiah every day, and I can boop snooze with the neighbor's dog, and I get to eat dog cheese. So she had lots of good stuff going on. But my mom spends all the time in that room I don't like on her computer camera, and she's very, very tired. Today I offer her and all other teachers the paw of reassurance. So yeah, lockdown was a big change for all of us.
Next one I have is May 4th?
Yep.
My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. Today I went to visit my friend Sadie, and we played in the yard, and then I splashed around in the pool and pretended I was an Australian sea cow dog. You might think this would make me tired, but ha, you have been fooled. I am only storing up my energy here so I can sprint across the house at full speed to run into the couch with my paws and get mom's attention. Because you see, I am actually an Australian land cow dog, and I need to run. Speed and Borks, baby. And if I remember right, the picture of that was her just laying there, just sprawled out on the floor. So it was like the least Winky, least speed related picture. But man, she is a tricksy dog. And I'm pretty sure like 10 minutes later, she was trying to get out of the house again. So
Oh, I'm sure she was.
May 27th. My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. Being deaf, however, does not mean I do not delight in making a heck of a lot of sound. Here, you might think I'm being quiet, but I'm actually just pausing for a moment between whines. I might even make a very large bork. Who knows? We'll see. I might just whine and spin in many circles.
August 28th. My name is Winky. I am a deaf dog. It has been a rough couple weeks over here. First, I had allergies. Then when those were getting better, the smoke rolled in from all the fires. And my mom went back to work. She had been home since March, and I was so very spoiled and happy. Isn't there a pandemic on? Why did she leave the safety of our sweet home? This gave me a concern. Well, anyway, this week I had some gnarly scabs or something on my back. Mom does not handle it well when I am out of sorts. She cried and said she was sorry and she loved me. But I'm not dying, geez. Today we went to the vet. Everyone there thinks I am the cutest and they are correct. But now I have a weird buzz cut on my butt. Good grief. Anyway, I have folliculitis, which I cannot pronounce. I'm pooped. All this stress is making me tired. I don't know how you humans do it.
I have folliculitis, which I can't pronounce.
Oh, yeah, I just pronounced it.
Yeah.
I can pronounce it. Winky can't.
Yeah.
Okay, September. My name is Winky. I am a deaf dog. I am a cow dog. My job is to protect the herd and all the things the herd loves. Today, I am monitoring the perimeter for squirrels and one burb. But those squirrels, they stand no chance against my laser-sharp eyes and speedy feet. If they attack in pairs and divert my attention, I will run back and forth along the fence line. Ha! I am a smart dog.
I also have one from September. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I have come here to tell you the word of the day. Every day does not have a word, but today does, and that's why I'm here. Ricky, stop singing, please, because bird is not the word. Danielle already tried that while she was making coffee, and I told her, no, bad girl, that is not the word. The word of the day is chomp. Thank you for your time. I will now take questions from my fans and select members of the press in between my happy spins.
Another one from September. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I love you, and I do you a lap sit.
Oh, that was so nice.
Yeah. Oh. September was a busy month. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I saw a car park across the street, and I thought it was my buddy. I demanded to be let out. Imagine my disappointed and embarrassed countenance when I smelled the tires and felt my wrongness to my very claws. If I could facepalm, I would. Alas, I have no palms. But Mom did me a surprise and got my leash. A walk? No, a heckin' bamboozle. We returned to the site of my shame and knocked on the door, made lightning strike me down on the spot. 2 adorable buddies emerged from the house. Friends of Dog's Delight. They knew how to administer pets and ear scritches. I'm glad to be a deaf dog because little kids ask very nosy questions and tell very long life sagas. But the day is saved, and my shame will soon be forgotten. Hoorf, hoorf, hooray! My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. Sometimes I pretend to be a people. I am not a people. Today I cost as much as a people. I cost 143 people dollars. Perhaps I should have my sainthoodness of spins revoked because I did the thing Papa Dan always warned us about. If you mess around, someone will get hurt. In my case, the emphasis was on around, and around, and around, and around. I was spinning, and then I tried to go down the back step, and I banged my foot on the door. I banged it so hard I cracked a nail inside the nail bed. It hurt so bad. This happened on Friday. Today, Dr. Dean gave me a little operation. He is not a people doctor. He is a people who is a doctor, just to clarify. Now, I have to keep this little paw dry and clean and wrapped for 3 whole days. I am definitely giving Mom all the pity looks and hopping around like a baby Roo. But the nail bed, you guys, my speedy squirrel chase has been ground to a halt. I look like a little adorable kangaroo, so that's okay. I'm a dingaroo. And then September, again, the next day. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I am borking to tell you the cat did me a fright. She popped out of a box and bopped my nose, and I was given a fright. This cat vexes me.
That cat still does that.
She does.
Yeah,
It doesn't help that she's all black and likes to hide.
Yeah, she did it to people in the basement of the house when you sold the house. She would just like hop out of the crawl space blah, and scare people. But she does it here at the apartment too, because she will hide in literally any space. But my favorite is when she tries to hide in the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
in like broad daylight. Because, like she knows that she's black and she can hide at night. Like she can't be seen. But Bao is not the smartest cat sometimes, and she thinks that her coloration imparts special powers during the day as well, and that is not true. And so like and we tell her, we're like, Bao, we can see you, and she looks at us like we have donuts flying out of her eyes or something. She's just like, what? No.
Yeah, she used to pick on Winky.
Yeah. October 19th. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. Mom has been having a hard time lately, so my friend Ricky, name sign, ear scritches, came to visit for a while. I barked mightily when they arrived because I was surprised and scared, but by morning I remembered Ricky and their excellent ear scritch abilities. Now we're buddies again, and I spend all my time going inside and outside and sometimes going on walkies. Today the wind is very windy and it gives me a big unease. Mom calls it crazy making wind, and maybe she's right. But I also spin a lot, and that might make me crazy also. This is a week later. My name is Winky. I am a deaf dog. I have very particular routines. I get up very early in the morning to go potty, but since I am dog, I cannot open the door and have to hoorf and whine until someone gets out of bed to do so. Then sometimes I eat breakfast. Regardless of that, I spend the next 4 hours or so hopping in and out of bed to make sure the people know I'm awake. Sometimes I bark at them. They are the herd. It's time for grazing, herd. And I won't stop until everyone is awake. Sometimes this means lots of borks. But then they get up, and that means I did a good job. I can rest and look out the window to protect the herd from the man that brings letters and the man that brings boxes and the big metal animals that rumble down the street in a very menacing way. I can't hear them, but I can feel them rumble. Sometimes they get too close and I have to bark at them to let them know that this is my herd. I take care of them. They just keep rumbling right away from here. I am very good at my job. And then a couple days later, my name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. You may think I appear calm, and I do, but underneath this is the urge to move, to spin, to run, to whimper with reckless abandon, to grovel and beg for attention. But I'm a good dog, a calm dog. Just look at me, a rock of calmness in a boiling sea of hoorfs.
Truth.
Yeah. My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. That doesn't mean I don't know when Ricky is singing, and I don't like it one bit. Not one bit.
She not a fan of singing and sneezing.
Yeah, it's almost insulting.
It is like the two things she can hear.
Yeah,
and she hates them.
Yeah, yeah. The next one I have is March 14th of 2021.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, she was really busy that spring.
Well, that's when we were getting ready to move.
March 14th. My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. My favorite activities include snuggles and mad dashes across the yard. Sometimes the urge to do these activities is such that I must do both at the same time. It's so confusing. I want to snuggle, and my people are okay with snuggling, but also I want to run the backyard path, and the people are okay with that. But for some reason, they don't like it when I snuggle and then run and then snuggle and then run and then run and then snuggle and then run. Don't they also want to have all the things? Time is an illusion, humans. You can do and achieve all the things simultaneously, just like me. All you must do is accept a little hoorfing and a lot of spinning. The spin helps with doing many things at once, and the hoorf is just a natural byproduct of being so good at everything. You never get tired when everything happens all at once. This is the next day. My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. I think I am a cat sometimes, especially when I am waiting for Mom to come home. I know I'm a cat because this is what the cat does. She was sitting on the back of the couch.
I was going to ask if this was when she was like sleeping on the back of the couch like a cat. Yep.
I know I'm a cat because this is what the cat does. I see no difference between us. And then the next week, my name is Winky and I'm a deaf dog. My job is to protect the herd. Here I'm doing so by sleeping on a herd member. I am very good at my job. I don't remember which one of us she was sleeping on.
Who even knows?
April 4th. My name is Winky and I'm a deaf dog. You might think I look annoyed or suspicious here, and that's because I am. It seems somebody fixed the fence holes I used for making sure the herd is safe. And also that I use for chewing on. And I think I know who did it. A churlish photographer and sometime amateur carpenter by the name of Ricky. I think I was Winky's nemesis for a while there.
Well, because she thought she got away with eating the fence.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't think that we saw it break.
Yeah.
And then when we indicated that, yes, we did see you do that,
yeah.
like, the look on her face was like... the slow motion, oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Like, well, I think this was a different hole.
Oh, what?
I think this was the hole that she had like gnawed around on the inside, but not the one that she like broke. Because she broke one by like bouncing into that, and that was the one where she was like, "Oh, I done a big bad here," and then she just like backed away from it slowly, like nothing had happened, and like. That one was probably one of my favorite visual memories of her, was just like the slow realization that she screwed up. I have one more from April.
Okay.
So, April 21st. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I have been a sick little doggo for a few days, and I can't be bothered to skitter away from the camera. I'm feeling better, though, and soon no more selfies, because I am sneaky, meaning I will sneak away if pictures are involved. Ricky did me a bamboozle and tricked me. I wanted Seggles, but instead, picture.
May 2nd. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog, and sometimes I sleep with my eye kind of open. It freaks out my mom, which is reason enough to do it. Zomber dog 1, mom 0. So this is like, at this point, I was on medical leave and we were in the process of selling my house. So like life was getting chaotic.
Really weird from Winky. Yeah. Because I have one also from the 2nd. So.
Okay.
My name is Winky and I'm a deaf dog. Last night, I had a big concern because Mom and Ricky were out very late. I would have stayed up to scold them, but the lure of the comfy bed was too much. They definitely got disappointed eyes from me when they came home finally, after midnight, and woke me up. As penance today, I am showing Mom what discipline looks like by sitting very still so I can have some toast for breakfast. So still. I have excellent impulse control. Something the humans don't, like children.
Well, we'd been at our friend's wedding the night before.
Yeah, I mean.
May 19th. My name is Winky and I am a deaf dog. I'm getting used to this idea of selling the house because I get special trips and special treats when an agent needs to show the house. Tonight, the ice cream was in the bottom of a cup and I had to work for it.
May 29th. My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. Every time Mom goes out by herself, I think she's never coming back, so I must keep constant watch. Watching sends my doggy vibes into the universe to bring Mom home safe. Sometimes I sit on the arm of the couch because I think I'm a cat, but mostly I just stand because I'm a dog, a deaf dog. Mom, if you're reading this, I love you and miss you. Please bring me treats, thank you. And then June 15th, this was in Montana, I'm pretty sure. Just given the context clues within. June 15th. My name is Winky and I'm a deaf dog. Mom and Ricky and me and Bow Wow, Kung Pao, Chicken Baby, Meow Meow have been having a very stressful few days. Last night we drove until very late and I was a very good passenger, except for the times I got lonely and tried to jump into the front seat with Mom. It's morning time now and I just ate a whole breakfast. Mom is still sleeping and Ricky is doing something with their phone. We're staying at the hotel. There is a very small microwave. Outside, there is a very noisy dam with water falling over it all the time, but I am unbothered because I can't hear it. It is very impressive to look at, though. Today, we will be driving through the mountains and forest, and maybe I'll get to see a bison. I bet I could herd one if I tried. They're just like cattle, and I'm a cattle dog. Mom says this big trip will be over soon, and I'll be happy then, because then I can run and spin. For now, I just have to be quiet and stay in the car. I'm glad I get such a good herd. My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf, tired dog. Mom said there are 5 exennials, 4 kids, 3 dogs, 2 boomers, and a partridge in a pear tree on the farm today. I don't get the joke because I'm a dog, but it is true. So many things going on, and I just want to nap.
That was a busy weekend.
Yeah.
June 28th, 2021. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I am a farm dog now, but I have city dog Pete's. I'm holding Pete's with Mom because getting used to farm life is a lot of practice, and we are tired. We need mutual comfort. Today, I learned the joy of scritches from Grandma Nasty. And because she has long nails. In return, I taught her how I will tell her, more scritches, please. She caught on pretty good. Papa Dan also gives good scritches and has a good leg to lean on. It's still pretty messy around here, and there's a lot of boxes, but I have a few favorite places to chill out, and I do like the big yard. I just gotta wait for my Pete's to toughen up.
Yeah. Yeah, her poor little pads were pretty raw.
Yeah. July 5th. My name is Winky. I am a deaf dog. I am unbothered by thunder and unperturbed by fireworks. Let me tell you, though, people around here do not eat on a schedule, and that gives me a heckin' concern. I spend a lot of time watching people walk from room to room, snacking and munching, hoping they will drop food. No one drops food. My nose is busy, but no morsels to be found. My puppy eyes are busy too, but they are impervious to my sweet, sorrowful stares. What a life. August. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I added more accomplishments to my farm dog accomplishment list. After my grooming, I went to the big farm and talked shop with the guys. I was a little nervous because I have very little experience with talking shop. But I got many scritches, and I think that means I did a good job. My only disappointment was no treats dropped under the table. Maybe next time.
I suppose the guys were too busy talking.
Too busy talking shop, yep.
This is May 5th, 2022. Hi, my name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. One of my favorite things about being alive, aside from going out for runs in the muck and chasing balls and drinking water after running in the muck and chasing balls, is the internet. But Winky, you might be saying, you can't use the internet, you don't have thumbs. And this is true, I do not have thumbs. But what I do have is help. Mom can take pictures of me, and we can stay connected with friends like Ricky who live far away most of the time. It is good to stay in touch with friends. Plus, Mom tells me Ricky will be back again soon for running in the muck and throwing balls for me to chase. So in conclusion, yay for the internet, for friends, for muck, for chasing, and for Mom. So much to be happy about.
Aww.
My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. I have one desire, and it is this ball, and the throwing thereof. Friend Ricky will not throw ball. And that was the whole post. She was very intense with that ball. May 25th. My name is Winky, and I'm a deaf dog. I just spent 2 days traveling across prairie and forest and mountains and then back to forest, and now I'm back in the desert that used to be my home. Mom and Ricky drove. It would be silly to go all that way that fast on my Pete's. But I bet I could. I guess Mom is seeing some kids, and they're both seeing friends, and they don't know it yet, but I'm taking them to the dog park. We'll be going back to the farm in a few days, but for now I've traded in dandelions for goat heads and sloughs for sagebrush. Venture.
May 26th. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. Traveling with me is an adventure. And by adventure, I mean that I will leave you puzzled and confused about what's going on in my head. And joke's on you because I won't tell either. Okay, maybe I will tell a little bit. I do not like vinyl flooring. Good luck getting me to eat and drink like a normal dog when my normal habits involve dishes on the floor, but my face and whole body say, no floor, only bed. Don't worry, I believe in you. You people are smart and crafty, and I will not starve. If all else fails, we can get some more soup from the neighbors. That was sneaky.
My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. We are back home on the farm. We got back Sunday, and I was very tired, so I went straight to bed, even though my favorite cousins were here. Yesterday, I got up and played with them a little bit, and I got very wet playing in the grass. And then it got wetter by laying down in the big puddle. And then a big storm came, and the power went out. And then Mom sang a song from Annie, and the sun came out. The lights came on. Now it's done raining, but it's very windy. It makes the house make noise, but I am unbothered because I am a deaf dog. But my normal routine is back, and I had breakfast, and I'm gonna go back to snoozing. I love my bed and my farm and my puddle. I hope your day gets to have comfort and people and fun too.
June 4th. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. Today is my gotcha-versary. In my 4 years with this human, we have had some grand adventures. We have had more mundane adventures than grand adventures, though. That is okay, because every day with a Winky dog is a grand day indeed. My favorite sneaky treats are popcorn and whatever fancy Nancy wants to give me. But Mom says no. I have been cut off from people food. Can you imagine? I am living my best life on the farm. There is lots of running to do and so many smelly things to find. Also, I can follow Papa Dan for hours while he does yard work, and I never get bored. I just carry my orange ball the whole time, and sometimes he throws it, and sometimes he hides it in his pocket, and then later, surprise, here comes the orange ball, and zoom, there I go. What a life. Spring planting has disrupted my otherwise very strict routine. Lately, I fall asleep on the porch while waiting for Papa to get home, because I am used to 5 p.m., but apparently fields do not operate on a Winky clock. Soon, I will help Fancy Nancy in the garden again. Anyway, happy gotcha day to me, the goodest dog in all the land.
June 17th. My name is Winky, and I am a deaf dog. Something you may not know about me is I love to play fetch and catch. It is a valuable workout for me to keep my herding dog physique and keep my brain making happy chemicals. Sometimes if I don't play, I even have trouble sleeping at night, and I keep Mom and Ricky awake by poking them with my snoot until they let me out in the dark so I can run while the spooky coyotes yell spookily and make Mom and Ricky worried for me. But I always come back after my run because I can't hear the spooky coyotes. Anyway, ball. I make Ricky or Grandma or Papa Dan throw the ball, and sometimes Ricky has to put ice on her throwing leg because I guess it hurts sometimes. I am glad everyone loves me so much and that they'll throw the ball until it hurts because I will totally chase it until I flop over. Hopefully it won't be too hot this weekend for throwing. Ricky says over 100. Is that a lot? Is that hot? I hope not, because I have very thick furs.
So, November. Hi, my name is Winky. I am a deaf dog. Today I went to the vet for a bath and nail trim. I go there because bathing me is a big job and it makes my mom very tired and sore. The techs at the vet love me quite a lot. They give me bacon, yum, and hot dogs, gross, and lots of love. Today I made a new friend. She says I am chiseled. That was a new compliment for me. She also called me a track star. I guess all this running and jumping and spinning has made me a very muscled physique. I'm like an Australian doggess goddess or something. Woo! Follow me for more workout tips. Okay, so those got weirder and weirder as time went on.
They really
right?
did.
I think it's safe to say, I mean, a lot of people adopted puppies or adopted new pets, but especially puppies and dogs during COVID. Because a lot of people were home all the time.
Yeah.
And their kids were home all the time. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can totally get a dog. Unfortunately, there are a lot of shelters that are seeing increases in surrendered dogs now that people are returning to work and not working from home.
Yeah.
Or like they realize, oh, puppies are not just a thing you get on a whim. I know my relationship with my dog changed a lot when I went from working at the school to like working from home to then going back to the school to being at home again. Like her separation anxiety now is worse than it was before.
Yeah.
Because she's so used to having me around now that if we leave her home alone, she gets distressed about it.
Yeah.
But all this to say, quarantine made everybody weird.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And like those of us who were weird anyway, or who were like weird about our pets, it was like the perfect opportunity to like go off the deep end in regards to like hobbies and pets and stuff. You remember like how everybody was getting into baking bread?
Yeah.
And like there was no flour at the store?
Yeah. Or like that thing where people were like recreating classical paintings.
I assigned that was a homework for my drama kids. I made them pick a classical painting and like or a piece of art or and recreate it at home with props and costumes.
That's pretty funny. I did not know that you did that, and I wish I would
did
have
do
seen
that.
that.
Yeah, it was pretty rad. We got some good ones.
Yeah.
So Hoorf and St. Winkus the character of my dog is St. Winkus came out of quarantine.
Yeah. And baking.
And baking, because my friend Dean, who gets mentioned several times in my dog's diary, he and I like cooking shows. And he and I got into watching The Great British Bake Off, but sort of asynchronously. So he and I were watching different seasons.
Yeah.
In our separate homes because we were all isolating, right? But then we'd like text each other while we were watching Bake Off. Be like, oh, what are you watching? What are they making on your episode? Here's what they're making on mine. And like, I'm a glutton. I love food so much. I love baking, but more than that, I love having people bake for me. And those shows are so comforting to me, but they're also a little bit sad because I can't eat anything on them. So it's like this weird comfort of like, I like watching other people enjoy yummy baked food, but I can't ever make any of it. So like you and I will watch Bake Off and we spend half the time trying to figure out like the one thing from an episode I could eat.
Right.
And so we watch it with my parents too and try to find one thing that everybody in the house would eat if we baked it. So you want to talk about what happened with the Dampfnoodle?
Well, yeah. So like the episode that I remember you and Dean and I all like bonding over, what I don't remember what season it was, but
I don't remember watching the episode.
Oh, didn't you?
I don't remember. Like I remember getting the recipe from Dean and going, "Oh, I would totally eat this."
So anyway,
I don't know. I can't remember if we watched it or not.
Okay, well maybe it was like bonding over the actual making of it then, because I remember that Dean made it before we did.
Yep.
And he's like, this is the best thing ever. You guys should make it. And so we ended up, because like Dampfnoodle is basically like poached sweet rolls.
It's like a steamed bun.
Yeah. But like when they bake, there's a layer of caramel on the bottom, like caramel rolls or sticky buns. And then this is the really this is the really indulgent part, is that there's like a vanilla cream sauce. It's not frosting. It's not like whipped cream. It's like this sauce.
It's custard sauce.
Was it custard?
Kind of.
I don't think it was.
No.
I think you're thinking of the tart that we made last year.
Maybe.
So it ends up being like, I think there was like 8 of them total, but it was enough buns to cover the bottom of like a large stock pot. And like it was full of things that we shouldn't have. Like in your case, it was,
oh my god,
yeah,
there was so much dairy.
Yeah, like there was regular milk and half and half and heavy cream, if I remember right.
Yeah, there's whole milk, there's eggs, there's butter, there's double cream, whole milk, more eggs.
Yeah, it was just like, it was so much stuff that we shouldn't have.
Oh my gosh.
But we ended up eating like 8 or 10 servings of it in 2 days. We ate the whole, we ate about half of it the night that we finished it. And then we ate the other half by like dinner time the next day. It was gone.
And the bloating.
Oh,
I mean, because it's like flour rolled. They're buns,
yeah,
right? And they're steamed and they're so good and they're so sweet and there's so much. There's a poaching liquid, there's a plum sauce, and there's a vanilla sauce. I don't think we made the plum sauce. We didn't make the plum sauce
because you couldn't have plums.
And we were on the couch in our sweatpants, like, I can't believe I ate this much.
Yeah.
And like as a passing remark, you said, St. Winkus bless us in our time of bloating.
Yeah.
Because my dog likes carbs, right?
Oh,
she likes popcorn and waffles and stuff. And just as sort of like a passing joke, you said, St. Winkus bless us in our time of bloating. And it's snowballed. So St. Winkus she's the patron of carbs, spins, and Hoorfs. I mean, it's completely, it means nothing and it means everything.
Yeah.
Like, so then the next year, because we had posted it on Facebook, right? The next year, like it reminded us about, we're like, well, we have to commemorate the feast day of St. Winkus. So we came up with like the rites of St. Winkus, which I'll just read.
Yeah.
Okay, it says, today is the feast day of St. Winkus. Blessed is she among doggos. We, the humble caretakers of St. Winkus, patron of carbs, spins, and Hoorfs, have a proclamation writ by her own paw on the rights of St. Winkus Day, henceforth to be observed on the 25th day of April. So the sweeping of the floors, for they are riddled with the furs of her benevolence, eating of the toast, performing of the ritual bathing of humans or doggos, but preferably humans, the sharing of the gift of carbs with thy neighbor, the spinning in a leftwise direction, Hoorfing, the ritual nap, performing of cuddles, the proffering of the paw of reassurance. These are the rites of this feast day of St. Winkus, Hoorf.
Yeah.
I mean, what basically it's what we hadn't looked at this list in a while, but it's what our it's like our whole ethos of the podcast too. Oh yeah, building community and caring about people and
taking the time that you need
to spin and Hoorf and nap and eat. And leaning into what we love and what makes us weird. So that's St. Winkus of Buttsville, which is a ghost found near the farm. Yeah. Blessed is she among doggos.
The thing that makes me most happy about this is that, like, that's how, like, veneration sort of happens. It just happens. You know, like, people decide, oh, we're going to celebrate this person
This folk hero
in this way.
Yeah.
And it just sticks.
And like I made prayer candles as a joke that year.
Yeah.
And like several friends bought them. They're like, oh no, we have to buy these for my sisters. Like,
yeah. And like occasionally still do. That's the best part.
Yep.
Is like every once in a while one will go out and it's just
Yeah.
It's weird how it seems so relevant to other people. I think is like, here's our weird dog on a candle, and they're like, well, heck, I'll take two, you know. And it makes me happy to know that our dog is touching other people's lives in a weird way.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Hoorf. To view the complete show notes and all the links mentioned in today's episode, or to get a full transcript of the episode, visit hoorfpodcast.com. That's HOORF podcast.com. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you can receive new episodes right when they're released. And if you're enjoying our podcast, I'd love to have you leave us a review in Apple Podcasts. Reviews are one of the major ways that Apple ranks their podcasts, so even though it only takes you a few seconds, it really does make a difference for us. Become a patron. For $3 a month, you can support the creation of this podcast, pay my editor, and join a community of fellow caregivers out here just doing our best. Thank you again for joining me, Elle Billing, in this episode of Hoorf. Until next time, be excellent to each other. Hoorf is hosted by Elle Billing at Elle and Wink. Audio editing by Ricky Cummings at Ricky Poo. Music composed by Ricky Cummings. Hoorf is a production of Elle and Wink Art Studio, all rights reserved. Hoorf Podcast can be found on social media channels at Hoorf Podcast, at HOORF Podcast.